What you did?
Let
Jump. Ah, down there.
Every gulp a treat, isn't that the truth?
No wonder. With our throats going dry. Drink with us, anyway.
He's young, and he wants to look good in front of the others. And he doesn't trust us to keep him safe.
and the fear of hell.
My name's Gregor, a novice.
You can call me Siskin.
Are you here of your own free will, or is this a punishment? Although, it's not important. Welcome to Purgatory.
Did you say purgatory?
You'll see soon enough. Soon enough.
Will you tell me something about yourself?
Look, nothing against you, but I prefer not to talk about my past.
Are you hiding something? Why are you so reluctant to tell me anything about yourself?
I'm hiding a lousy past that I'd rather forget. I hate to think of all I lost when they stuck me in here. And also because I really hate the question, aren't you the son of the famed Sir Smil Flashka of Pardubitz? I was rich and I had everything. But then my father began to feel his time approaching, so he decided to send a son to the monastery. And, being the youngest, the lot fell on me. I've no head for managing the estate, and they said I'd squander it. Can you imagine? Me, in a monastery. So I took what coin I could from home with me, so I didn't lose out completely.
They must have realised you robbed them.
I donated some of the silver to the monastery when I came in, just to piss them off. I can just see my my siblings, arguing with the abbot to give it back.
And you stashed away the remainder?
Indeed so.
What's your plan with this treasure?
To get out of here as soon as I can. I'll wait another year or two until my hot-headed brothers cool off a bit, and then I'll take the silver and run off somewhere, far, far away from here.
But you didn't have to come here if you didn't want to.
No, not if I didn't mind being left to beg alms by the city gate. I had one choice, the monastery or nothing. If it had come to that after my father's death, so be it. But to get rid of me while he's still alive?
That's all I wanted to know.
Please, keep it to yourself. Especially the part about the coin.
How is it that you don't get any penance for missing morning prayers?
I've paid off the circators to turn a blind eye. And the other monks don't notice as long as you show your face there from time to time. No one's too awake at that time of the morning.
I'd be interested to hear what you think about the other novices. Tell me about Antonius.
Oh, if there was a monk I'd recommend as a friend, with of course the exception of myself, it would be Antonius. He has a calm soul, he's easy to talk to, and you can always rely on him.
That's all. In the middle of the night, I saw the brother Circators drinking and playing dice.
How marvelous! Did you join in? And more importantly, can I join in next time?
Siskin? I thought it wasn't allowed.
If the circators can, we all can.
That's not how it works, though, is it?
I know. A double standard. The elder brothers can do as they please, but they're the ones preaching about morality to us.
Who would you elect, Abbot, if you could?
Most likely Nevlas. He's a fine fellow and he seems honest. But, truth be told, it doesn't matter much to me. A monastery will still be a monastery, no matter who's in charge. If you really want to talk more about it, ask Antonius. He seems to have taken an interest.
I'd like to ask you something about... Who's in charge?
Truthfully, everyone except us. But officially, Abbot Peter.
Are there already...
Brothers John and Nevlas. But the others have been fighting like dogs because of them.
Why is who wins so important?
We're young and we'll spend the rest of our lives here. And the abbot decides everything about our lives. Didn't it ever occur to you how powerful he is?
Well, that's all. Greetings, brother. I'm Gregor, and I'm new here.
Greetings to you, brother. I'm Yodok, the oldest of the novices. I hope you'll like it here in the monastery and that you won't get into trouble.
Trouble?
You're young, perhaps intemperate. You might easily stray from the rules of the order. I suggest you get to know the older monks. You never know when it might come in handy.
I was talking last night with the brother Cicators. It seems you're to fetch them a cask of wine, like last time.
Well, yes, it's true.
I'd like to help you.
Would you really do it? To get hold of the wine, we'll have to leave the monastery for a bit. I know it's forbidden, but we've no other option. If wine started going missing here, someone would notice. But to leave the monastery, we need the keys. And only the prior has those.
Wait a moment. Are you saying I'm supposed to steal the prior's keys so I can go and steal wine somewhere else?
Well, you see why I don't want to do it myself now, do you? I don't have what it takes. I can't get those keys, but you could. Or you might be able to pick the locks.
But you've done it once before, haven't you?
Last time the prior was sick, and he left the monastery keys in the Circator's care. So they unlocked the gates for me. This time we'll have to steal the keys.
How can I get hold of the keys, do you think?
I don't know, but it might be possible to do this without them. Brother Celerius, the cellar keeper, used to be a burglar. He knows his way around locks, and maybe could help us, if you could find a way to arrange it.
Do you think he'll want to take part in theft?
No, but he could give some advice, or maybe get some lockpicks to open the gate. You'll figure something out.
If you think so, I can try.
Once you have the key or some lockpicks, come and see me and we'll make our plan.
Greetings, all humility. The first degree of humility is obedience without delay. This is the virtue.
Praise be to Christ, brother.
I'm looking for something a little, unorthodox.
And what would that be exactly?
I'm looking for lockpicks.
Lock picks? And what would you like those for?
I'd like to practice opening locks, just for the fun of it.
Well, why not? So you heard I used to be a burglar, did you? I put it all behind me as soon as I took the vows. But I do have a few lockpicks left. I'll trade them for food. Get me a bite to eat, and you can have your lockpicks. Can't say fairer than that, can I?
Readings on the spirit of silence. The prophet says, sin makes us avoid evil words. Therefore,
Aha, Greg. What troubles you?
Brother, I've a favour to ask, and I think you're the man to help me with it. Or you used to be, before you came here.
I see. So it's the dodgy sort of favor, is it?
Well, yes. I need to get hold of the keys to the monastery.
That won't be easy, I can tell you that straight off. The prior always keeps the keys close by him. So how exactly do you imagine I could help?
Is there any other way to get out of here?
The door out of the monastery is like any other. Only the lock's more complicated than most. But I can sell you some lock picks. And with a little training, you'll make short work of it.
How could I get hold of...
With great difficulty. Unless you want to rob the prior.
There's something...
Brother, remember the vows you made. We're forbidden to leave the monastery. It's not for me to say.
Servus. Disciple to open his mouth.
Aha!
The rule of Saint Benedict. Refrain even from good speech. So much punishment for sin make us avoid evil works. Therefore, since the spirit of silence is so important, permission to speak should rarely be granted even to perfect disciples, even though it be for good, holy, edifying conversation. For it is written, in much speaking you will not speak. And in another place, death and life are in the power of the tongue. For speaking and teaching to the master, the disciple's part is to be silent and to listen.
Aha!
Brother, what are you doing here? Shouldn't you be working somewhere? Idle hands are the devil's workshop.
I had other affairs that needed to be attended to immediately. It will never happen again.
Really? Fine then. This time I will forgive you, but next time you'll be punished just like everyone else.
What is it, brother?
I'm here to work.
Excellent. I've been waiting for you. There's the alchemist's laboratory. You'll find ingredients in the chests next to it. I want you to prepare 2 marigold decoctions. Once you finish them, you'll find me somewhere nearby. Don't forget to let me know when you're done so I can check them. God be with you. What would you like?
I've finished my work.
Show me what you've made. Spectacular, Gregor. You've found...
Peace be with you, brother. The bookstore in...
Ah, Gregor, talk to me.
I found a few pages of the torn up book, but I still don't have them all.
Wonderful. Keep looking then.
I'm here to work.
Excellent. I've been waiting for you. You call that a copy? You've completely ruined the parchment with your scribbling. Praise be to...
I've heard there are some forbidden books locked up in the library.
That's correct. They're here, safely hidden away from anyone who might be tempted to read them.
How does a book get on the forbidden list?
Forbidden works are full of heresy and blasphemy and witchcraft. If you ask me, we should burn them immediately, not archive them.
Could a book be prohibited by mistake? Maybe a good book or a useful one?
No errors are made. Every book on the prohibited list is there for a reason. Who am I to doubt the wisdom of Mother Church?
What if I just wanted to take a peek? Could I?
You could not. They are libri prohibiti, and the only people permitted access to them are the abbot and I. Although I see no reason why he or I would ever want to read them.
Not even if I were to beg or promise a favor in return?
If you could prove to me that you truly like books, then maybe.
I don't need to hear anything else. I've heard about Avicenna's Book of Medicine. Could I see it?
Who told you about that? Of course you can't. Praise be.
What can you tell me?
What can I say? You're here to demonstrate your devotion to God and to live a monastic life. After a year, you can make your vows and become a fully fledged brother.
I meant something specific about the brothers that are here.
But you know them yourself. Yorick is an odd one, but he's diligent and eager. Perhaps too eager. Siskin is good company, but a bit too worldly for a monk. Antonius is hard-working and will help with anything, but prays less than he ought. Lucas is as quiet as a mouse, and no one knows much about him. And then we...
Get away from my cabinet. The book stood in there. Oh, you're interested in what's in...
Until about the 4th hour. Let them apply themselves. After the 6th hour, having left the table, let them rest on their beds in perfect silence, or if anyone read in such a way as not to disturb.
Praise be to Christ.
Let none air be said rather early. Saint Benedict is on the spirit of silence. Let us do what the prophet says.
What do you desire, Brother Gregor?
About those...
Did you get them? Keys? Or at least lockpicks?
Yes, I have them.
In that case, come before midnight to the cloister garden. I'll be waiting for you there, and we'll head off.
Holy, edifying conversation.
I'm Gregor, a novice. I saw you at the ceremony.
I know. It was hard not to notice you.
And you are?
Lucas, also a novice. Don't get upset, but I don't want to talk to you. I'm happiest alone.
The disciples' part is to be silent, to listen. And for that reason, if anything has to be asked of the superior...
In the night, I overheard the cicators in the cellar. They were talking about you.
Oh, no. So it's still not over. This isn't a life and service of God. This is purgatory.
Lucas, what's going on?
What do you think? Just like you, I saw the cicadas drinking and playing hazard as if they were in a brothel.
The rule of Saint Benedict. Readings on daily manual labor. Idleness is the enemy.
We'd be safer not to get mixed up in the affairs of our superior brethren.
You're probably right. But I was naive and hoped I could fix things.
I warned them if they didn't stop, I'd go and tell the prior. But instead of mending their ways, they vented their anger on me.
You've picked the wrong people to make enemies of, Lucas, they told me. Now, I can't even count how many days and nights I've spent locked up in solitary confinement for the tiniest offences, or for no offence at all.
After the 6th hour, having left the table, let them rest on their beds in perfect...
Is there something I can do to help?
Would you? I think all it might take is for you to go and sit down with them. Have a talk, set things straight, then they'd leave me alone.
Let them again do what work has to be done until Vespers.
I'm not afraid of them.
Brother, you have the courage I lack. May the grace of God be upon you.
And at the same time not to overburden them or drive them away.
Will you tell me something about yourself?
There's nothing I can tell you.
I mean, where you're from, what sort of life you had before, that sort of thing.
I'm a novice, and my monastic name is Lucas. Nothing else matters.
Disciples with a twofold teaching. That is to say,
Come on.
he should show them all that
Is there really nothing at all you can tell me?
I could, but I don't want to. I'm sorry. I want to stay focused on work and prayer, not on who I once was. I never will be again. What has been isn't important for us. We cast the past aside when we walked through the monastery gates and took our oath. Never forget that.
What he is and what he is called, and should know that to whom more is committed, from him more is required. Let him make no distinction of persons in the monastery. Let him not love one more than another, unless it be one whom he finds.
What do you
better in
desire,
good
Brother
works
Gregor?
Or in obedience. And let him not shut his eyes to
Brother
the faults of
Cicator, my
offenders,
friend.
but
What would you
since he
like?
has
To
the
be relieved from
authority, let
duties?
him cut out
No,
those
I'm here
faults
because
by
of
the
novice
roots
Lucas.
as soon as they
I've heard there's
begin
some
to appear.
discord with him.
Only because that weasel wants to put an end to our nighttime fun. So, we're letting him know who's in charge here.
I'd appreciate it if you treat him like a brother again.
Well, if he isn't afraid of us, there's nothing to stop him ratting us out.
Hard, proud,
But what do you
and
care
disobedient
anyway?
characters, he should curb
Grown
at the
fond
very
of him,
beginning
have
of
you?
the ill-doing by stripes and other bodily punishments, knowing that it is written.
He hates
"The
you because
fool
you
is
trample
not
all over
corrected
him and he
with
has
words."
nothing to lose.
And again,
If you show him just a
beat
bit of
your son
kindness,
with the
he'll
rod,
think again
he
about
will
taking
deliver
you
his
on.
soul from death.
You'll see.
Fine, you've convinced me.
Saint Benedict.
You can tell him things have been straightened out, but he'd better be on his best behavior from now on. Beware of Lucas. He might corrupt you.
What do you mean?
Who, because of the holy service,
He's a sodomite, a sinner. He might try to get you into the habit. Or out of it.
ordered by the superior, receive it as a divine command and cannot suffer any delay in executing.
I didn't know that.
Very obedience will be
Thanks for the
acceptable
warning.
to God and pleasing to men only if what is commanded is done.
I spoke to the cicadas about how they've been treating you.
Really? Did you manage to convince them to leave me alone?
But you have to promise not to tell anyone what you saw them doing. Then they'll leave you alone.
That's a promise I'd be glad to make. I'm forever in your debt, brother. Because now I know I can trust you, there's something I want to tell you. It's about Brother Antonius. I wouldn't like to say something that isn't true. God forbid I should cause harm by my words, but This is something I'm sure of. Novice Antonius is lying to us.
What makes you say that?
He claims he's a merchant's son from Vlashim, and that he joined the order voluntarily. The thing is, I spent a great deal of time in Vlashim. I know it like the back of my hand, and no one even remotely like Antonius has ever lived there.
Are you sure? Because this could mean that...
It's true, or Canute isn't my name. That would be my secular name, by the way, but that's not important. I know Vlashim, and I know the local merchants there, and I've never seen Antonius among them. Why would he be lying if he had nothing to hide?
Thank you for telling me. I'll look into it.
Wait, that I may not sin with my tongue. Be silent and to listen. Should be asked with all the humility and submission inspired.
Someone really reeked at Matins. You're right. It stunk like a wine barrel in there. And it's not the first time.
Why doesn't Yorick drink with us anyway?
He's young, and he wants to look good in front of the others.
Last Christmas Day,
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
Well, probably the same as you. I want to be able to read in peace and quiet. And not just the books they make us read.
Ah, I see. Well then, I'll just concentrate on what I'm doing and pretend you're not here. You do the same.
As you wish. And if I could recommend some good reading to you, you'll find it in that locked cabinet. It's full of forbidden books. Until recently it was still unlocked. But after something vanished, they've kept it locked tight.
Maybe I could get inside.
Oh, that would be wonderful. I'd love to pore over some of those tomes. We'd be in it together, up to our ears in it. What do you say?
We'll see what I can do.
monk's got no business out here. What happened to your back?
What are you doing here? You're playing truant from the monastery. What are you doing here? You're playing truant from the monastery, aren't you?
Vessels with quicksilver in them.
A monk's got no business.
Abbot Peter's health is deteriorating. They say he won't make it to the altar.